families? Have you ever been in a play or some kind of performance? I have, and it's kind of scary being out there on stage, having to remember all of our lines. I mean, sometimes actors have to do live performances in front of many people, and it can be really nerve-wracking because there's no way to edit what happens. You see, if we mess up, everyone notices. You know, as Christians, we're on display for the world to see as well. And people are looking at us. And we must be careful to be a good example and reflect God in everything that we do. In today's Bible story, we see that Joseph, as a young man, is hated by his brothers. They were jealous of him because their father loved Joseph more than them. They wanted to kill him, but instead they sold him as a slave. Joseph ended up in the country of Egypt, where he was sold to an Egyptian official. And Joseph had such a strong belief in God that he did everything that God told him to do. No matter how he was treated, he honored God in every situation. He was always being watched. He was very careful to do everything that God wanted him to do. And one time, he was falsely accused of doing something he didn't do, and he was sent to prison. And no matter what happened to Joseph, he always put God first. And so as Christians, every day is showtime. We are on display, and we need to shine for God. Because, you know, people are watching. So let's learn a little more about the story and how our lives should be an example and bring glory to God. Are you ready? Lights, camera, action.
What's up, everybody? It's me again, a paparazzi. Today, we're going to talk a showtime, baby. We need to live our lives as if it is a showtime. That means we are prepared to say our lines correctly and we are ready to give our best performance. As Christians, every day is a showtime. We need to be an example for everyone who sees the way we live our lives. Now, my friends, my teammates, they're going to tell you about a really cool guy named Joseph. He lived his life as an example for God. Now you check it out.
Mighty Mitts, Joseph, take one. How you doing? My name's Joseph, but you can call me Joe. I'm doing okay, I kind of had a tough life. When things started out pretty good, my dad gave me this beautiful coat. Never made me work in the fields like my older brothers. And then they got mad at me and kind of threw me in a pit. And then sold me as a slave to Egypt. Not very good, you know what I mean? Not too exciting. But in Egypt, God gave me favor. And, I tried to honor God in everything I did. And I tried to make sure that I always, I walked the right path, did the right thing. And just when things were starting to go good, I kind of got in trouble for something I didn't do and went to prison for a long time. But hey, God worked everything out. To make a long story short, I ended up being number 2 in all of Egypt. Ended up saving a lot of people. My entire life I've tried to be an example for God. Tried to always honor Him no matter where I was, no matter how bad things got. I tried to give Him glory, tried to honor Him, do the right thing. You know what I mean? Hey, you do that, you'll be alright. You know what I mean? Well, I gotta go count some grain here. We got a famine coming. Alright, see ya.
Now that was amazing. Now, I want to teach you the main point. It is the main theme of our lesson and it goes like this. Our lives should be an example to others and bring glory to God. Okay? Now you do it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Our lives should be an example to others and bring glory to God. Good, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Our lives should be an example to others and bring glory to God. Good job. Well, I got to go snap a few shots, and I'll see ya.
So today's story is about a guy named Joseph, and his dad gave him a coat, really pretty colors, and but his brothers were mad, and they wanted to beat him up and kill him and stuff like that, and they threw him in a pit. For real. Yeah. They threw him in a pit, and then they sold him as a slave. Can you believe that? And then he went to Egypt. He was treated really bad. And then he got accused of doing something really awful. And he was thrown in prison for a long time. But after he got out of prison, God blessed him and used him to save people from a terrible drought. For real. And you know what? Joseph lived every day of his life for the Lord. He did the right thing. He honored God. And when his life was on display for people to see, he always did the right thing. And that's what we need to do too. I try to live my life too for God. Except for yesterday when I was eating my spaghetti. My mom turned her head and I threw it right in my brother's face.
In everything, set them an example by doing what is good.